Yeet. Keep. Hello everyone! Thanks for joining me for another Modern Quick Match. Nothing fancy here, just what the title says. I'll do a quick deck tech, which is the same one from the Modern Matchup Analysis video, so if you don't want to hear it again, or you just want to jump straight to the gameplay, I have included the timestamp in the description below. Please like and subscribe, it really helps out a lot. Now, let's play some Modern. Alright, so we're piloting Grixis Urza with a splash for green, but if you're new to the deck, the main engine is Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meek. With both in play, you pay 1, sack the Sword of the Foundry, you gain a life, and get a Thopter. That Thopter then triggers the sword, comes back attached. So for every 1 mana you have, you get 1 life and 1 Thopter. Fine combo that's actually pretty difficult for a lot of decks to deal with as it is. But why this deck has jumped to tier 1 status is because of Modern Horizons. First, Urza makes this combo go infinite. Urza taps the sword for 1 mana to activate the Foundry, sacrifices the sword, Thopter made, sword comes back untapped. So that's 2 fresh artifacts to make 2 more mana. Repeat this and you'll have infinite life, Thopters, and mana. Then with the infinite mana, you can activate Urza's 5 ability until you play your whole deck. A lot of decks will play a win condition like Europe or Aether Grid, that way you don't have to pass the turn over while your Thopters are summoning sick. Oh, and for fun, you also get a huge construct for free with Urza, because he wasn't good enough already. Just a crazy good card. So how do we get this combo consistently? First and foremost, we're churning through our deck with cantrippy artifacts. Mishra's Bauble is a delayed redraw that gives us some info. Arkham's Astrolabe both fixes our mana and redraws. Chromatic Star is a free roll, and then there's Ichor Wellspring. We can also directly tutor with Whir of Invention and Goblin Engineer. Whirring at instant speed is amazing for finding either combo piece or as a toolbox tutor. Engineer can get a combo piece in the yard early, but where it really shines is in the late game for grinding matchups. Once you start sacrificing Ichor Wellsprings for Astrolabes, and then next turn sacrifice the Astrolabe for a Wellspring, every turn that's just hard for a lot of decks to keep up with. For the toolbox side of things, an Ensnaring Bridge is really nice to have to stay alive for a few turns. Now, we're not really a prison deck, but this is a great card to have at our disposal if we need it. Whirring for a Pithing Needle is often just a counterspell with a Planeswalker or other target on the stack. Then there's Damping Sphere, Nihil Spellbomb, Pyrite Spellbomb, and Welding Jar. Other things that are really nice to have at our disposal if we have a Whir in hand. All these builds run 4 Mox Opals because it's one of the most powerful cards in Modern. And most are now running 2 Galvanic Blasts to round out the Metalcraft suite. The land base doesn't actually vary all that much in terms of the lands themselves. We're looking at 8 fetches, 3 shocks, a lot of snow basics. For the Astrolabes, and then Inventor's Fair and Spire of Industry are pretty common. Where people do have differences is actually in the count of the lands. I see a lot of decks running 18 or 19, which is very low. Because we cantrip so much, I do get it. And there are hands where that's enough and it feels really, really good. But I feel like I lose a lot of games being stuck with an Urza or a Whir in hand and not hitting that 4th land drop. I really like 20. Okay, to the sideboard. We've got 2 Fatal Pushes for early aggro and other troublesome creatures like Collector Oofs and Katakis, Thoughtseizes for other combo decks and for sniping hate cards, Assassin's Trophy for pretty much everything, Collector Brutality is a mega star against burn and is extra discard for control matchups, Tireless Tracker is a new addition showing great results against opponents trying to get the game to go long and grindy, Tezzeret, another great win condition for when they disrupt our combo, Ashiok has really been overperforming. He shines in the mirror, cutting off Whirs, Engineers, and Fetches, while also nuking the yard a few times. It's fantastic against Scapeshift and Titan decks, and really does a number on other graveyard decks in the format also. Grafdigger's Cage, because Allosaurus combo and Dredge are still a thing. And just remember that Cage is kind of useless against Living End. Those creatures go to exile first. And Dead of Winter is one of the best board wipes in the format in this deck. Now let's get to it. Hello everyone, we are here playing some Grixis Whirza, splashing green, and this hand is certainly unkeepable. 1 combo piece that doesn't do anything on its own, and a bunch of lands. We will ship that. Snap mulligan. Okay, this hand seems fine. We can get an early-ish Opal and a redraw. Yep, we'll keep this. 1 combo piece in hand and a turn 1 Astrolabe is exactly where we want to be with this deck, so we'll send a star to the bottom. Alright, we will start with a snow-covered island. Into an Astrolabe. Get a redraw. Ooh, and a Welding Jar means our Opal is turned on turn 1. We will empty the hand here. Now we are super sad if there's a discard spell in our future. But we will see. Pass the turn. Temple Garden. Untapped. Noble Hierarch. Okay, let us see. Ichor Wellspring. So we have all of the dirtily stuff going on. So I think what we want to do is go get a snow-covered swamp. We'll cycle this. Actually, if this is humans, I don't know humans run fetches though. I don't think it is. I guess maybe they run a couple Temple Gardens sometimes. The thought is if it's humans, then we don't want to crack anything and run it out into a freebooter. Yeah, I think we're good on waiting. We wouldn't be doing much else anyway here, so yeah, I like that. So black, blue, Thopter Foundry, pass the turn. Horizon Canopy. Okay, well, no freebooter mana anyway. Okay, so now we can just sacrifice the star here for a free Thopter. Yeah, we will do that. War of Invention is perfect. Pass the turn and an island. Okay, we are in serious business now. So we will play this island, get in for 1. And we'll pass the turn. Whir is up. Combo gonna be assembled. Ice Fang Coatl. Not afraid of that. Sure. So I think these decks do run Spell Quellers, but that doesn't matter because the Whir for 2 is going to be 5, so we're still okay. I do think with the blue though, well, they don't have double blue for 4, so they'd still have to pitch regardless. The thought is, do we just Whir here? And I don't think so. All right, Exalted Trigger. Well, we will Whir for 2. Does dodge the Spell Queller, which is nice. Sword of the Meek down. I don't think there are any instant speed graveyard hate in these kind of decks, so I'm comfortable doing it with all of our mana. Opponent. Tapping 3, untapping 3. Go to blocks. We will block the Coatl. And it does not have Death Touch, which is fairly nice. Okay, now we are set up beautifully. So we are just going to go to combat. And now not only do we have the mana for a ton of Thopters, we also get to get some extra cards out of our Wellspring. Spell Queller, sure. We will Galvanic Blast that. Actually, will we? I don't think we even really care. Maybe we do. Maybe it's just smart. I think the blast is just going to be great for whatever else that is actually problematic. A 2/3 flyer that did take a card isn't all that scary, so no issue there. Windswept Heath cracks. Breeding Pool in untapped. Teferi's obnoxious, but we can certainly deal with that. That is fine. Okay. All right, ticking up. Definitely afraid. So this is one of the reasons why we would keep a Galvanic Blast up instead of using it on the Queller. There's just much scarier things to be worried about in this world. This crazy world that is Modern. All right, well. Yeah, so we were definitely right to be concerned about the Spell Queller early on there. Thankfully, we're for 5. Got around it. Or we're for 2 technically. So we attack. Teferi goes down to 2. And then we Galvanic Blast the rest of it. Yeah, no issue there. That is what we will do. Get in at Teferi. Spell Queller blocks. At sorcery speed, we will kill said Teferi. Teferi is such a crutch for these decks. It's really nice. It just really shuts everything off your opponent really wants to be doing. So we'll take a look at what they've got going on. Waterlog Grove is a redraw. Okay. Sure, sure, sure. And a Whir. Beautiful. Okay. So we can even Whir for 1 for a Pithing Needle if they try to drop another Planeswalker here. Yeah, this game really went smoothly. This was nice. All right, and they scoop it up. Good game 1. Okay, so against Bant Good Stuff, which seems to be one of the more popular decks going around now. It's just like throw in whatever card advantage and put 3-mana Planeswalkers in. You do it. So I'm guessing there's Okos too. The Dimir splash for green for Oko draw go deck has been miserable. This one's not quite as that. This is different. This is like a just creature value town Bant kind of stuff deck. So we will bring in all of our removal. They will have rest in pieces unassuredly. Stonies probably, collector roofs, all that stuff, which means we go down our opals because we have way too many non-artifacts in. Spellbomb is just okay. Nihil Spellbomb is not. Pyrite is okay. We do kind of want dirtily stuff, but I think Damping Sphere can go. I don't think we need a ton of it though. The creatures we care about besides Spell Queller all have 2 toughness. Maybe that's just not worth it. If they bring like a Collector Roof or a Kataki, we are going to have to use this Pyrite Spellbomb, so I think we're going to keep it. Maybe we'll just go down Baubles. Yeah, we don't have Opals, so we don't really need the Baubles to turn them on or anything. So yeah, I like that. Definitely more mid-rangey now, set to keep up with the onslaught of creatures that are coming. This hand is okay. The Thoughtseize makes it keepable. We really do want a combo piece though. 4 lands is a ton. Well, I'm going to try it. I think this Thoughtseize is going to carry a lot of weight, so if they kept a hand that has 1 hate piece, we might be in really good shape. Forest. Alright, Hierarch down. Getting the ramp on. Yeah, okay, we did not want to draw more lands. This is exactly what can't happen. It wouldn't a hand like this. Alright, so next turn we'll get to Thoughtseize redraw. The good news is, if we can fade a Planeswalker here, so maybe it was right to Thoughtseize turn 1 because of a 3-mana Planeswalker. That might have been a mistake on my part. Let's see. Hallowed Fountain. Ashiok. Okay, that is actually bad for us, but we don't have any fetches, which is really good right now. Milled over and... oh, we did hit 1 Sword of the Meek. All right. So now we do... okay, that's one of the 3-mana Planeswalkers. That is bad, but it's not the worst. So I think what we do is lead on a Thoughtseize. Spell Queller and Astrolabe. So lots of redraws. Well, we will take the Queller. We'll let them have their fun with the redraws. And we will play another Astrolabe. Their hand is Misty. Okay, Delta's dead. All right, so really we're just hoping to get an Urza down here. Misty, Astrolabe, sure. Redraw down. So Astrolabe and 2 unknowns. Another Planeswalker might just be game over. Let's see. Astrolabe down. Okay, second redraw. We did fade the second 3-mana Planeswalker. All right, did they hit the other Sword of the Meek? They did not. 2 Thopter Foundries down. Temple Garden. In untapped. Hierarch number 2. Okay, Hierarch beats coming. We draw a... Thopter Foundry is excellent. Yep, so we will land a Steam Vents, Thopter Foundry, and pass the turn. And then Urza next turn should do some work. We are hoping to have the Ashiok not hit our second Sword of the Meek. That would be great. Gavany Township. 4 mana, 5 mana. Oh, Batterskull. Okay. That's fairly okay. Alright, still didn't hit the Sword of the Meek. Gets in for 2 with the Hierarch. Passing. Chromatic Star. Yeah, so now we're just going to play our Urza. Urza down. Then we can tap 1 for a Chromatic Star. Tap 2 for a Wellspring. Draw a card. And Trophy Backup is great. Okay. So we'll pass the turn. And next turn should be a fun one. Waterlog Grove. Gets a redraw. Opponent. Exalted. So the question is, do we trade off here? I think so, because then next turn we just kill the Batterskull. We'll make them waste a ton of mana if they want to be re-equipping and all that. Do they exile? No, we are still live for the Sword of the Meek. Beautiful. And now we will tap an untapped artifact we control to sacrifice the star. Get a redraw. Astrolabe. We will then do the same here with the Wellspring. Sacrifice the Wellspring. Polluted Delta is dead draw. Okay, now we get to kill Ashiok. Another Urza for backup is nice. Attack Ashiok, attack Ashiok. Ashiok did do a good job, that's for sure. Thankfully, we didn't have to whir for anything. So the question now is, yeah, I think we're just going to blue to Delta here for a island. They did hit the breeding pool, worth noting. We'll get a redraw, engineer down, and that's the win. Awesome. Good game, opponent. Sword of the Meek will go to the yard, and then we can go infinite. Yeah, the Batterskull matchups, pretty much all of them, blue-white, Bant, anything with Batterskull, it is pretty much the deck Urza preys on. So if you are playing any kind of Batterskull deck, take out the entire package. I know that's very narrow, and maybe sometimes you'll have a win where Batterskull just gets it done quick enough, but it is such a relief for any kind of Urza player to see that, especially the 4-color Whirza one. Outcome and Ascendancy is a little bit different, but the 4-color Whirza deck preys on Batterskull decks. It is just so good. Or I guess Batterskull is so bad against us, I should say. Okay, good games, opponent, and we'll see you guys next time.